Eric, good morning. You are live on the air with Jersey Jack Ciattarelli and Uncle Barry.
Good morning, Uncle Barry. Good morning, Jack.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, I listen to your show. I can't think of another talk show where I can listen and feel as though I'm being spoken to and not being spoken above my head. So
Thank you,
I really
friend.
want to thank you for putting together this platform and format.
Thank you, sir.
Jeff, I'm Eric Simkin. I live in Voorhees, New Jersey. Pay close attention to local, state, and national politics and events. And I know that in 2021, about 88,000 votes was the margin of victory for the governor. And sadly, we weren't able to have you serve as the governor. So I do have 3 questions. And after I ask them, I'd like to hang up actually so I can hear your answers because I really am curious to know what your true thoughts and feelings are. What would you have done a little differently to bridge that gap in 21, and what's it going to take in 25 to win? Is my first question. My second question is back in 2021, I do remember hearing, I believe you say that you were a believer that undocumented people should get a driver's license in New Jersey. Do you still have that same outlook on things? And third, and most importantly to me, this week, as you know, is the Jewish holiday of Passover. And in a high school in Voorhees called Eastern Regional High School, students have gotten with the principal and obtained permission to have a student walkout, which is designed to be in support of saving Palestine and stopping the bombing in Gaza. I will tell you, I think that's the most divisive thing a school could possibly do. In New Jersey, we have a very high population, probably second or third highest in the nation, of both Jews and Muslims. And here we are in a school that's practicing politics. It all comes from DEI, diversity, equity, inclusion. What will you do as governor in the first 100 days to stop the madness that's happening in our public schools? So those are my 3 questions, Jack. I'd love to stay on with you, but I really like to hear your answers, so I'm going to depart after that. But those are the 3 questions that I would love to hear the answers to, Jack.
Eric, thanks so much for your call. I want you to know, Jack, maybe this is a future candidate, someone we should interview. When we win, maybe we could find a job for him. Go ahead, Jack. You're up to bat.
Eric, thank you for calling in. Those are great questions. Listen, we need to make better inroads, quite frankly, with the campaign in the inner cities. Now, again, we were not able to do that last time. That's on me. But Murphy really leveraged the power of incumbency to close avenues and doors in our urban centers. That's not the case this time. If you were at my announcement on Tuesday, April 9th, what you would have noticed is that this time around we had over 700 people there. And over this time around, you noticed a great many more people of color. We've been able to crack open those doors and windows this time around in the inner cities. And I think that's going to make a big difference in the campaign. I think the other thing that's going to be different is there's a lot less indifference. Last time around, people liked me, they liked the message, they liked the energy, but they didn't believe I could win. And afterwards they said, gee, Jack, I thought you were just giving us the company line. We didn't realize it. I said, I kept telling you. So I think a lot fewer people are staying home this time around because of how successful we were in terms of all those local legislative wins, but they're all in this time around. Barry, the phone connection was not great, and I did not hear the second question with regard to undocumented immigrants.
Well, let me ask you the question then, or something of similar. There have been efforts to relocate migrants to New Jersey, specifically Atlantic City Airport. Who controls or authorizes allowing this to happen, and what can the governor do to stop this relocation? But migrants coming to New Jersey, well, I don't know. What are your thoughts on that?
Governors and mayors have a great deal of discretion and control here, Eric and Barry, and we've seen what a disaster it's been for New York.
Yep.
In the very beginning of the migrant crisis, you had Kathy Hochul, governor of New York, and Eric Adams, the mayor of New York City, saying, we welcome them with open arms, come to New York City. And now all of a sudden they're saying, whoa, we don't want this. And when Phil Murphy floated the idea of putting up these migrants at the Atlantic City Airport, my goodness, the backlash was unbelievable,
Yeah.
and including from Democrats. And we're not doing that. We're not doing that.
Yeah.
And of course, as I said earlier, we need a governor that's not going to allow sanctuary cities, not going to have New Jersey be a sanctuary state. That only encourages this illegal immigration. Let's be clear, during this crisis, and Joe Biden has failed to solve the border crisis, we are all border states.
Yes.
We are all border states.
Yep.
And we saw the outcome of this when you had that video of these migrants who were beating up on 2 New York City police officers in the subway.
Yep. Listen, Jack, I want to get back to that. We have to take a short break. I know I have you for another 12 minutes or so. So let's get to Eric, and then let's start to go to work. Go ahead.
I think the third part of Eric's question had to do with a walkout at a public school.
It did.
What's going on in
It did.
Gaza. Listen, I think any conflict around the world, the country or world, on which there are strong but differing opinions, provides an educational opportunity, a teachable moment with regard to free speech and the right to peacefully assemble. But I don't think any public school district should be allowing a walkout, if I understood his question
That
correctly.
is correct.
And if kids are engaged in a walkout, I believe there ought to be repercussions.
Yes.
So certainly the school can work to teach the right, the most critical right of free speech and the right to peacefully assemble. But walkouts in our public schools, I'm not in support of that.
There you